because victory is guaranteed, but because the fight is worth it. And while we have no illusions about what we are up against in this chapter in our American story, this chapter will be written not simply by whoever occupies the Oval Office, nor by the wealthiest among us. Thank you, Chairman Russell, for your kind words and your longstanding leadership. To Devin, I'm so proud of you, and it is so good to see you. I know the future of our country is bright when I look at you.
Did you know that Vice President Kamala Harris recently delivered a powerful and unflinching speech at the NAACP Image Awards, where she not only accepted the chairman's award, but also took the opportunity to call out two of the most polarizing figures in modern American society, Donald Trump and Elon Musk? If you've missed her commanding presence and unwavering voice, this moment will remind you why she remains a beacon of hope and resilience in turbulent times. Her words were not just a reflection of her values, but a direct challenge to the forces that threaten the fabric of democracy and equality. This speech was a masterclass in leadership, and it's worth breaking down every detail to understand its significance.
As a very proud lifetime member of the NAACP, I thank everyone here for your tireless advocacy and for your years of support. To receive this award.
But that's not all. Harris didn't just deliver a speech. She ignited a conversation about the state of our nation, the role of leadership, and the responsibility we all share in shaping the future. She spoke with a sense of urgency, reminding us that the fight for justice and equality is not a relic of the past, but a pressing demand of the present. Her message was clear. The road ahead is difficult, but it's a road we must travel together. And as she took aim at Trump and Musk, she didn't hold back, exposing the dangers of their actions and the damage they've inflicted on our society.
For example, is part of the reason I chose a life of public service, seeking to always live by the words of a distinguished NAACP founder, W.E.B. Du Bois, when he said, "It is today that our best work..."
It gets worse. The contrast between Harris's vision for America and the self-serving agendas of Trump and Musk couldn't be starker. While Harris champions unity, justice, and progress, Trump and Musk have become symbols of division, greed, and chaos. Their actions, whether it's Trump's relentless attacks on democratic institutions or Musk's exploitation of wealth and power, have left a trail of destruction in their wake. Harris's speech was a reminder that we cannot afford to be complacent in the face of such threats. The stakes are too high, and the consequences too dire.
Future day or future year. And this sense of urgency is what we must have today. Knowing, as the saying goes, eternal vigilance is the price of liberty. The price of liberty. To stay alert, to seek the truth.
The reason this is happening is simple. Power unchecked becomes a weapon, and when wielded by those who prioritize personal gain over public good, it corrodes the very foundations of society. Trump and Musk represent the worst of this dynamic, using their influence to manipulate systems, sow division, and consolidate wealth at the expense of the many. Harris, on the other hand, represents the antidote, a leader who understands that true power lies in service, in lifting others up, and in fighting for a future where everyone has a seat at the table. Her speech was a call to action, urging us to reclaim our collective power and hold those who abuse it accountable.
And to actively participate in the fight for America's future. This organization came into being at a moment when our country struggled with greed, bitterness, and hatred. And those who forged the NAACP, those who carried its legacy forward, had no illusions about the forces they were up against.
But listen to this. Harris's words were not just a critique of Trump and Musk. They were a rallying cry for all of us. She reminded us that the American story is not written by a single individual or a select few, but by we the people. It's a story of resilience, of standing up to injustice, and of refusing to surrender to cynicism. She spoke of the NAACP's legacy, drawing inspiration from its founders and their unwavering commitment to equality. Their fight, she emphasized, is our fight, and it's one we must continue with the same determination and courage.
No illusions about how stony the road would be. But some look at this moment and rightly feel the weight of history.
It gets crazier. While Trump and Musk continue to exploit their positions for personal gain, leaders like Harris and Senator Bernie Sanders are working tirelessly to protect the rights and dignity of everyday Americans. Sanders, in particular, has been vocal about the dangers of oligarchy, calling out the billionaire class for hijacking democracy and perpetuating inequality. His message aligns closely with Harris's, emphasizing the need for collective action and the power of unity in the face of systemic oppression. Together, they represent a vision of America that prioritizes people over profits, justice over greed, and hope over despair.
Some see the flames on our horizons, the rising waters in our cities, the shadows gathering over our democracy, and ask,
the contrast is stark. On one side, you have Trump and Musk, whose actions have consistently undermined the values of democracy and equality. On the other, you have Harris and Sanders, who embody the principles of public service and social justice. It's a battle between two visions of America, one rooted in division and self-interest, the other in unity and shared prosperity. Harris's speech was a powerful reminder of which side we must choose if we are to build a future worth fighting for.
We know exactly what to do because we have done it before, and we will do it again. We use our power, we organize, mobilize, we educate, and we advocate. Because you see, our power has never come from having an easy path. Our strength flows from our faith. Faith in God, faith in each other, and our refusal to surrender to cynicism and destruction. Not because it is easy.
And here's the truth. The road ahead is not going to be easy. It will demand everything we've got, our voices, our courage, and our unwavering commitment to justice. But as Harris reminded us, the fight is worth it. It's worth it because the alternative, a society ruled by greed and division, is simply unacceptable. We cannot afford to sit back and let others dictate the course of our future. We must rise up, speak out, and demand accountability from those who seek to undermine the values we hold dear.
Strength flows from our faith. Faith in God, faith in each other, and our refusal to surrender to cynicism and destruction. Not because it is easy, but because it is necessary.
But that's not all. Harris's speech also highlighted the importance of vigilance in the face of oppression. She drew on the words of W.E.B. Du Bois, one of the NAACP's founders, who famously said, "Eternal vigilance is the price of liberty." This sentiment resonated deeply throughout her address, serving as a reminder that the fight for justice is ongoing and that we must remain steadfast in our commitment to it. The forces of greed and hatred are relentless, but so too must we be in our pursuit of a better future.
Because victory is guaranteed, but because the fight is worth it. And while we have no illusions about what we are up against in this chapter in our American story, this chapter will be written not simply by whoever occupies the Oval Office, nor by the wealthiest among us. The American story.
It gets worse. The damage inflicted by Trump and Musk is not just political or economic, it's moral. Their actions have eroded trust in institutions, deepened divisions, and created a culture of cynicism that threatens to undermine the very fabric of our society. Harris's speech was a powerful counter to this narrative, offering a vision of hope and resilience in the face of adversity. She reminded us that while the challenges we face are significant, they are not insurmountable. With courage, determination, and unity, we can overcome them.
Written by you, written by us, by we the people. I thank you. God bless you, and God bless you.
No words for that. Let's check in with the former Veep, the woman who was one geriatric heartbeat away from the presidency before she squandered billions to run the worst campaign possible and lose all 7 swing states. Apparently, being a uniquely awful candidate entitles Kamala to some sort of a participation award. I assume this is what they...
The reason this is happening is because we've allowed power to become concentrated in the hands of a few at the expense of the many. Trump and Musk are symptoms of a larger problem, a system that prioritizes wealth and influence over justice and equality. Harris's speech was a call to dismantle this system and rebuild it on a foundation of fairness and opportunity. It's a daunting task, but one that we must undertake if we are to create a society that truly serves all its people.
That later with Josh Hammer, but I know what you'll want to hear. You want one of those inspirational Kamala speeches. The woman's oratory skills are unmatched.
And while we have no illusions about what we are up against in this chapter in our America.
So, what do you think? Do you believe it's time to hold figures like Trump and Musk accountable for their actions? Do you stand with leaders like Harris and Sanders, who are fighting tirelessly for a better future? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you found this video impactful, don't forget to hit the like button, share it with others, and subscribe to stay updated on more content like this.